Good morning and welcome to the Masterclass with Stan Matthews. This morning we have a great masterclass for you. If you're a small business and you want to scale, nationally, globally, you might want to hire your very own mergers and acquisitions advisor. Well, we have a very experienced gentleman that we're going to be sharing with you this morning on Masterclass who has helped many companies that you will know scale by mergers and acquisitions as the primary tool to get there. So welcome to the Masterclass. As you know, I'm your host, Stan Matthews, and what the Masterclass does is it educates, it inspires, it empowers, and it enriches you with 3 success principles in a very brief 10-minute interview with a highly successful business owner or practitioner. And what we do is we share these masterclass interviews across the spectrum of all of the media platforms that we have, including Matthews TV, which is our own video on demand platform, the Matthews Broadcast YouTube channel. And by the way, you should be subscribing. You're going to hear a little bit more about that. And also on our Facebook page, Matthews Broadcast as well. We also distribute commercials all across the country, encouraging people to watch masterclass interviews on Comcast, the Comcast Spectrum, including their premier channels, CNN, MSNBC, ESPN, MTV, BET, the Oprah Winfrey Network, and 15 others. So we distribute our content everywhere. If you are into content that will empower and enrich Black business owners and professionals, then you want to watch Masterclass. So why do we do this? Because last year in the United States of America, African American consumers spent $1.6 trillion into the U.S. economy. On a global basis, consumers of African descent spent more than $7 trillion into the global economy. So this enormous opportunity requires us to use a systematic and collaborative approach over media that all of us can get to. So that is why we do the masterclass, and we are going to have a great opportunity to engage with you today to do this. As my mentor, the great George Fraser, always reminded me, we must get together to get ahead. We must get together to get ahead. So this is our effort to do so. So I'm going to bring our guest in, Mr. Andrew Burnett. And Andrew is going to introduce himself. Hey, Andrew, would you share with the Masterclass audience who you are and how you help them scale? And don't forget the name of your business. Welcome.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you, Stan. Well, my name is Andrew Burnett, Andrew Brian Burnett, and my company, the Excella Group, we have been working in the area of mergers and acquisitions for over 15 years. I had a passion. I went to business school. I've been very fortunate. I was able to go to the Wharton School to get my MBA. And I knew going into getting that degree that once I graduated, I was not going to work for myself. And I actually was going to go to work for Reginald Lewis. And unfortunately, he passed right before I had a chance to come up to New York and interview with him. So my goal in going to business school was to go back to the African American community and replicate some of the things that Reginald Lewis did. And for some of the users, Reginald Lewis was the first African American to purchase a $1 billion business through Beatrice Foods. And I wanted to learn, I wanted to get some of those insights from him. And unfortunately, he passed before I could do that. But day one, once I graduated the Wharton School, my task was to go and buy a company. So I actually, like a couple days after I graduated, I was actually looking to buy a company in the Philadelphia area, and it has been my passion. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs, when they look at growing their company, many entrepreneurs look at growing their company generically. And I think this is the one thing that, as African American entrepreneurs, it's a tool that we must look at, because it's scaling a business is one of the things that puts us out of the wealth creation game. And I've been fortunate to have worked on a number of acquisitions, and I'm proud to say that most of my skills, or all of my skills, have come through my own initiative. Actually, once I left business school, I learned mergers and acquisitions on my own, through trial and error.
So let's hold that point right there. So we have our mergers and acquisitions advisor, Mr. Andrew Burnett, with us. And I think the first success principle that Andrew just laid out for you is consider mergers and acquisition as a tool to scale. We're going to come back and we're going to ask him for his other two success principles. As you know, Reginald Lewis is the person who wrote the bestseller, Why Should White Guys Have All the Fun? Like Reginald, I am a cigar aficionado. I think the brand that he loved was La Gloria Cubana. I love that same brand, and also Leaf by Oscar. So I'm a Reginald Lewis big fan. So let's come back for success principle number 2. Andrew, what is success principle number 2? Number 1, consider mergers and acquisitions as one of the tools to scale. What would you say is the second success principle?
The second success principle is, if you're not in business for wealth creation, all you have is a job that you can't fire yourself from. And the reason why I say that is a lot of entrepreneurs go into business and primarily looking for income, or another form of income, independence where they could generate income. But what they should really be looking at is, and the question that they should ask is, am I creating a business, an enterprise that at the end of the day, it's wealth creating? And most small companies operate in such a way that they're not creating wealth. And wealth is something that happens where you could walk away, go on a vacation, or go away from your business for a period of time, and your business is still producing positive cash flow.
Andrew, you are talking. That's my lane right there. So Warren Buffett said the same thing. If your business is not producing wealth, you own your job, right? So listen. Success principle number 2: your business must be a wealth producer. You must be able to earn an income from it, whether or not you are there physically, right? So you have to move from owner-operator to owner-investor, owner-operator to owner-investor. So we're going to come back to Andrew. Andrew, what is the third success principle, Mr. CEO of Excella Group?
The third success principle is, and I guess I get this from Dr. Miles Monroe. And one of the things that he said is that he's never seen a hearse following a funeral procession, meaning that you can't take all your wealth with you. And the other principle that I want to focus on is, we are stewards of everything and owners of nothing. And I think one of my motivations for creating wealth is so that I could give it back, right? And I think the true essence of an entrepreneur is their ability to redistribute wealth to their family, to causes and societal needs that where they can have an impact. And I think that's that's what's missing. If you see entrepreneurs like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, after a certain period of time, they looked at giving as part of their exit strategy. And I think that that's what we want to do. We want to create wealth, but we also want to look at the causes that we're going to put that wealth to work for future generations.
So hold that point. So, okay, audience, the third principle Andrew is addressing is what I would call servantpreneurship, right? You've got to be a steward and you've got to be a servant. You can't take it all with you. You've got to pay it forward to generations to come. You've got to invest in others. So there you have your 3 success principles from Mr. Andrew Burnett of Excella. His principles: number 1, consider mergers and acquisitions as a way to rapidly scale and grow your company. Number 2, you must make sure that your business is a wealth generator that can produce wealth, whether you're physically present or not. Number 3, you've got to be a steward and a servantpreneur. So those are the 3 success principles from this highly successful entrepreneur. We're going to come back to Andrew and have him give a last word of inspiration for your consideration. Andrew, come back and share with us what you would leave with the masterclass audience all over this country as, let's just say, a thought that they can hold on to for the remainder of the day, the remainder of the week, and forever if they want to, from your lips to their ears. Share some wisdom as we conclude our interview, Andrew.
Well, I think, again, from one of my mentors, Dr. Miles Monroe, is that many have eyes that look, but few have eyes that can see. And I think one of the greatest attributes of an entrepreneur is that they could see beyond what is there. And it reminds me of the story of Acres of Diamonds, where, especially in the African American community, we are living in fields of diamonds. And unfortunately, other communities have come in and they have refined those diamonds and have created wealth. But the wealth is in our community. And I think when we begin to see that, when we have eyes to see and not just look at our condition, but look at the possibilities of creating businesses that can meet the needs of our community. And I think that when we really start to look at that, we will transform our communities also.
Listen, man, I could sit and listen to Andrew for 3 hours, 4 hours. This man has seen and done it all from a very high level perspective. I give him all credit and respect for what he's created. His role model, Reginald Lewis, was on a pathway to showing us how to use mergers and acquisitions to build billion-dollar companies. Beatrice was a company that was global in scope. So that is a very aspirational goal, and I embrace it totally. Listen, masterclass audience, you know what I'm about to say. Be like Andrew Burnett and stop trying so hard to fit in. You and you and you and all of you were born to stand out. This is Stan Matthews in Masterclass. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, but more than anything else, please stay connected.
Share the unique value of your products and services with consumers from New York to Atlanta with more than $300 billion in annual purchasing power. Matthews Marketing will promote your business on the premier TV networks including CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, ESPN, MTV, OWN, BET, and VH1. So call us at 732-357-5701 to book your Spotlight marketing package and get growing right now. Business owners, do you want to join a professional network that will help you share the unique value of your products and services with Black and Brown consumers who have $1.6 trillion to spend on an annual basis? Join the Matthews Business Network and get the coaching, the clients, the connections, and the capital you need to prosper and succeed. Join us now.
If you would like to be featured here on Masterclass, It's very, very simple. All you have to do is email us at mbnguestproducer@gmail.com. mbn guestproducer@gmail.com. That's M as in Mary, B as in boy, N as in new. mbn guestproducer@gmail.com. We look forward to spotlighting you here in Masterclass and sharing your 3 success principles so that it would inspire, educate, enrich, and yes, completely change the game for everyone that watches Masterclass.
Business owners want to connect with consumers with more than $1.6 trillion in annual purchasing power? Want to get to coaching, new clients, strategic connections, and capital to boost your bottom line? Subscribe to the Matthews Broadcast YouTube channel and press the notification bell to be notified when we post the success principles, cash flow ideas, and content you need to prosper and succeed. Subscribe right now.
Welcome to the Shop Black Spotlight with me, Jari Giovanna. Thanks for making the Shop Black Spotlight and MBN your personal shopping advisor. Every Saturday, we will spotlight 12 great Black-owned businesses, so shop urban and shop Black now. If you want to promote your business on the Shop Black Spotlight, email me at mbnguestproducer@gmail.com. Go to thematthewsbroadcast.com to get your Shop Black and Masterclass t-shirts. I look forward to seeing you on Monday at our MBN chapter meeting at 7:30 p.m.